Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of the Own the Moment podcast. My name is TJ Lasig. I'm one of the co-founders here at OTM, and we are coming to you with our strategy show tonight. And of course, when we are talking strategy, we want the Herzig bot on our side. So with me, as always, my co-founder, Mr. Justin Herzig. Justin, how are we doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. We are less than 24 hours away from the end of two challenges, so it is an appropriate time to have a bit of a strategy show, and there's been some interesting things happen in the marketplace too, so we'll touch on it all.
Yeah, been a lot going on in the marketplace, and also been a busy week here at OTM, Justin. We've been doing some guest appearances. So for those of you that did not catch any of them, I joined Mike Zakarian on the Top Shot Takes morning marketplace show on Tuesday. So you guys can check that out. Mike does a great job, does a show every morning at 9 a.m. So I always make sure to tune in. Highly recommend it. He talks about the NBA and, always is giving some nice shout outs to the OTM team. So we appreciate Mike, and we are actually going to have him on as a guest with us in the near future. Justin was then also in the NBA Top Shot Cave in Clubhouse on Monday, and then in the Top Shot Tuesday section of the Top Shot actual Discord in the voice chat, talking about the OTM NFT.com website. So busy times over here, Justin.
We've been whoring ourselves out.
We really have been. What has become of us? But you know what? We're also giving back a little bit, because tomorrow night, our friend, the Plunge Father, is going to be doing a giveaway extravaganza. And one of the giveaways is going to be coming from the OTM team. And what we are going to give away is a one-to-one coaching session with a member of the OTM team of your choice. So if you want an hour with the Herzig bot, where you can find out how he approaches his strategy analysis or have him review your portfolio, if you want to get together with any of the other OTM team members, Neil, Bach, Coop,
I don't know,
myself.
Like if you want a movie making hour and you want to learn it from the producer, Coop, and then spoiler, you guys are about to learn TJ might have a hidden talent that you may want to get an hour with him for. So there's some tough competition. It'll be interesting.
True. Yeah. Some people that are maybe looking for a little bit of a new talent might enjoy what we have to offer later in the show. Producer Coop's probably shaking his head because he gave me a little bit of a no-go, but it's loaded in there, man. It's loaded in there, and we're gonna give that a whirl later today. Okay. I digress. We have done enough of the intros. Hit the like button. Even though we haven't really done anything like-worthy so far, we will. We promise. And let's get into the show tonight. So we're going to start with just some news and notes about what's been going on around the industry. Going to do a little bit of a state of the market, as Justin said. We've seen a bit of an upward trend, especially in a couple of the specific sets that we're seeing. And then we're going to dive deep into both the Cool Cats and the MGLE challenges. And finally, we will do an update on the weekly pick'em from Monday. And of course, OTM versus the bots. $1 giveaways. We'll be ripping open a pack and giving away some of the moments. How does that sound, Justin?
Oof. I'm all about the OTM versus the bots. We had a strong showing last show, and I'm thinking we're going to keep up that momentum.
Love it. Love it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what's been going on. So we had the pre-register pack that came out. So hopefully everyone saw that. We tweeted out about it and had the chance to register for the pack. I'm blanking on when they come out. Do you remember when they get released, Justin?
Well, so we're not done yet. Tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, there's two different windows. That's right.
You've got to look at the actual, in the tweet, it gives the timelines. But that's when you actually go and have to still make your purchase. So as you saw right now, it was just we made that one click and we pre-registered. We didn't pay anything. That's just for them to get an idea of, hey, what's the max amount, so they can actually, be minted moments and go into a pack, and they can figure out how many they need to create. Then tomorrow or Friday, we'll actually go during that queue time. Ideally, there won't be any wait or anything this time. It's just kind of hopefully you go in, submit your Dapper, whether it's credit card, Dapper dollars, whatever, and then hopefully we get our pack. And this is a pretty cool, if this is successful, and this is a smooth, just all you got to do is show up once, pre-register, and the next time you don't have to do that hour, 2 hour queue wait, etc. Strong progress if we can make this work.
Yep. Love it. So everyone make sure that you're aware of that tomorrow and Friday. And then, we also had some news of some new sets that are going to be coming. So actually, John Jackson kind of called it on Monday. He was saying, they should come up with a set with a bunch of the cool dunks. And here we go. We're having another rare throwdown set that's going to be released sometime in May. They also confirmed that we will have a legendary playoffs set, and then still TBD on whether or not there's going to be a legendary rookie set. They said that's still under consideration. And then we also got confirmation that sometime over the course of the offseason, we are going to have another run it back set. So exciting stuff on that front end. I don't think this is overkill or oversaturation. I think it seems like a healthy amount of new sets. What are your thoughts, Justin?
Yeah, like we've had a long pause. We expected there's going to be more excitement during the playoffs, and I don't think this sounds like it's going to be an overload of, because last time it was those rare moments that really removed the idea of them being rare, and there were just so many between the Rising Stars and Seeing Stars around the other activity. I guess, and Seeing Stars wasn't actually technically rare, but they were, still valued and such. And I'm never going to have much of an issue with these legendaries. And if you go back, like I know a lot of people that are listening and even us really weren't there for Series 1, but if you go and see, like, there's a ton of sets. There were a ton of sets there. And if we get to a place like where, hey, we throw in another 1-2 legendaries, obviously we're going to have another Hollow Icon drop, and then the probably finals and the playoffs similarly. No, I don't think this is many issues, and we got to find a way to keep that offseason exciting. And what I think is cool about the run it back, it'll be interesting to see what they actually mint these at, because they haven't really guaranteed that it's going to continue to be. I don't expect it to be as limited circulation count as Series 1. And then there's also been kind of some discussion around eventually there's going to be historical moments that are actually at the common level. And so, providing those kind of historical aspects to the more general casual, collector. I don't think that's going to be the case with this run it back, but maybe we'll see.
Yep. And then we're expecting an update on the unreleased Series 1 distribution plan to come by Friday. So keep an eye out for that. We'll certainly be tweeting out whenever we hear any more news there. And then some more hardcore talk. So a little, we saw for the first time the other day this hardcore that is coming soon that has apparently been there for a while. But you know what, Justin? Who logs out of Top Shot? How could I ever have seen that? Why? Yeah. Imagine logging out.
Only if you've got a multi-account are you doing that logging out. So it's all those people coming out saying like, hey, it's been here for a while. And I'm like, hey, you only know that because you got multiple accounts, bro.
And you know what? Whether or not it's been up there for a while, clearly there were a ton of people like us who did not know it was there. And clearly the people want hardcore because got a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement on that one. And yeah, we have confirmation that the tiers of moments, so common versus rare versus legendary, is going to have some sort of different effect in the hardcore game. So if you envision yourself being a hardcore gamer in the future, another reason to consider picking up some more rare moments, picking up a legendary moment on top of some of the pack requirements we've seen where those have some additional utility.
Yeah, no, I know the legendary moments are expensive and outside of a lot of people's budget, at least, on a general stance. And it's difficult where people are like, if I had $1,000, I'd rather spend that $1,000 on a great Luka Series 1 moment or something rather than going after Jeff Basley or whatever, one of these lower legendaries. But without a doubt, they're continuing to show that there is value in owning at least a legendary or legendaries. And so we'll see how much kind of, hey, if you own that Chris Paul Holo, which you can probably get after this most recent challenge for maybe $2,000, $2,500, that might be a fantastic moment for the hardcore game. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. And then a couple other noteworthy things. There's going to be WNBA moments released eventually, none this season. You can check out the full breakdown from our friend Jake, as always, providing some fantastic notes with every office hours update.
I think I combined Darius Basley and Jeff someone else, so we'll see. But either way, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how random of a person I was trying to go with. Thanks, Cooper.
Jeff, if Justin doesn't mess up at least one NBA name per show, then he's no longer a robot, and we can confirm that he's human. So, we're working on the code where he has all of the names accurately done. We have the team working hard in the background to rewire the Herzig bot accordingly.
It's built into the algorithm to make it look like, yeah, we're good. Jeff Basley. Maybe that's Jeff Bagwell. I don't know what I was going with there. Yeah.
Hey, that's why we have the chat here to keep us honest. Must be a rookie, he says. And then let's see, what else did we have? I mean, we had the CNN article that came out that I don't know how much we want to talk about that, but not a very fair representation of what's going on there. And then we know that there was a little bit of misrepresentation there with Mike Levy at MBL on Twitter over at Club Top Shot. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that situation, Justin, or think that any of it's super relevant for the people.
Yeah, I mean, and I definitely do not want people to go search for this article or try to give them any more clicks because it really was just a hit piece. It was very poor journalism just in general. So it's one thing to kind of, let me just show this quote. It's one thing to kind of have a story in mind and that you want to chase after. And yes, it can, be negative against a company, a community, whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you combine it with the lack of journalistic integrity, just the poor journalistic methods, is when I think there's some major issues. The research sounds like someone, was hearing about, maybe even had personal experience, but was hearing about, some of the withdrawal issues and decided I was going to make that a story, and then did a poor job at doing the actual research. When you're going to quote a quote unquote anonymous person or someone named Harry and just say, I want to get my money out, man. And then even in the screenshot, they showed it twice just to kind of get that kind of, for someone that we have no idea if it's actually a real person. I'm sure it probably is, but there's no due diligence here. It's the same thing as a clickbait article. If you find someone on on Twitter who makes a completely random, crazy comment, and then you make a whole story about it as this is what people are saying, when really you're just picking out without actually giving a legitimate interview or anything there. The second is, it sounds like this person was looking and trying to bring create reactions. This was posted, I believe it was on Girl Dad's account, and this was a conversation between Girl Dad and John Zarlin, and the author. And the leading question here, it's not like, hey, can you talk about this topic? It's, do you think there's any withdrawal? Do you think any of the withdrawal issues are coming from liquidity issues? It's trying to lead the person. And if you ask 100 people this, yes, you may eventually get someone who's going to say, it might be liquidity issues. And the fact that it never actually made it in the article that there might be liquidity issues tells me that either there was an editor who at least had some level of oversight on this, or despite how many people he may have asked, no one actually told him liquidity issues. But obviously, you're not going to hear all the other people who said, no, it's AML, or no, I haven't had issues or anything. And so just it was poorly done. It was without a doubt just trying a very clickbaity hit piece. It's poor jobs on CNN. And I don't think there's anything else we need to really talk about it.
Well said. Well said. And definitely agree with all the points you just made there. It is what it is, but certainly not a fair representation of what's going on in reality here in Top Shot. So I think that covers it for the relevant news, and
there's one more.
There's one more. What else did you have?
Interesting one. So Hasbro, the kind of gaming, physical gaming toys and such company, came out and said that they are actively exploring NFTs. Just kind of another cool example where you're seeing a major corporation somewhere in that kind of gaming world as well, seeing the bullish nature, seeing that opportunity with NFTs. So just another cool kind of thing that we'll see where mainstream is really kind of continuing to invest and move into this space. I think it was The Block, which is a predominantly blockchain news media organization, did an article on it. So if anyone's interested there, you can do a little search for The Block and Hasbro NFTs. But that'll be just an interesting thing to keep an eye on as we go forward.
Yeah, love to continue to see corporations getting involved here and just seeing that positive upward momentum for the NFT space as a whole. And I think as NFTs continue to grow more and more, it only, of course, helps Top Shot and investors as well looking to get involved in some other areas within the space.
I'm not sure if there are any Magic the Gathering fans, but I believe Hasbro either has ownership or some affiliation with it, and that's kind of what they're targeting as an initial use case for the NFTs, which for people in that community, I got to imagine that'd be a pretty exciting, extension of the collector world.
Yeah, definitely a big following there, or a in-depth following there for sure. I'm not personally into that or haven't been in the past, but I'm sure that people would love it.
There you go. So they own the company that makes Magic. So it makes sense.
Perfect. Wizards of the Coast. Interesting. Cool. Thanks, Eric. Anything else, or should we talk about the marketplace a bit?
Let's push forward. Yeah.
All right. So, the next thing we wanted to talk about is seeing some signs of positive life, I would say. I'll go ahead. I'll share screen and just pull up what we're seeing.
We're seeing stars?
We're seeing stars, as you could say, and seeing stars. Top riser in the past 24 hours, up 5% as a set, and this has been a multi-day trend at this point. So we can take a look here, and we see that uptick to the right, Justin. And if I look here, I think just about every single moment is in the green. And look at that 7-day up 20-30%. So what do you think? What are you seeing? Why do we think that this is happening? Why seeing stars specifically? What's going on here?
Yeah, it seems like what's kind of pushing it is there's some rumor around potential involvement with one of the future Cool Cats. I think it's interesting whether or not this kind of carries forward after whatever happens with it. I think there's also that a lot of people collected these early on, or at least collected some of them, and then want to get that complete set aspect. I think, in general, the market doesn't feel like it's just got that continual downward trend right now. It feels like there is about a leveling off, and some stuff's going up a little, some stuff's going down a little, but it doesn't feel like that just consistent bear market, which I think is great. And it's why I personally have started identifying some S1 Top Shot debut moments that I really wanted to purchase, that I've been purchasing. Because either A, I think it's an averaging in. If this still does go down a little, then it's okay. But I also think that there's an opportunity here, and that we may be at that kind of just leveling off point, and you can find true values that, whether the player because of the moment, whether it's the actual something to do with the set or something, but there's opportunities, I think, if you take a strategic approach to improve your collection going forward.
Yeah. I think I'm still holding on to some seeing stars myself, if I remember correctly, from one of the original challenges. And I mean, you can even see with the recent transactions from the set here, lot of action just going on in the last half hour here, in terms of people continuing to scoop up some of these seeing stars. Any other sets in particular that we've noticed anything on, or general trends there? I mean, I was taking a look at the overall sets page here. If we look at the last 24 hours, there's a couple that are down just slightly, a couple that are up slightly, so mostly flat. But when we look at 7-day, I mean, definitely seeing some bigger increases coming, whether it's MGLE, Gift, Cool Cats, and seeing stars. Obviously, some of these are challenge related.
Yeah, so let's look at. So we had a question in the chat from Jonathan Schwartz about base set 2. I think he was specifically talking about 15K. But like in your, at the bottom of your screen right now, you can still see like base set 2 up 7% over a 7-day period. And usually if you're taking a 7-day period, you're kind of remaining a bit agnostic from challenges, because yes, some challenges are going to inflate it, but also challenges are ending. So that ends up deflating the moments. So I think that's a positive sign there, that up kind of 7%. I think the differentiation right now for me, when I think of the 35K and the 15Ks, I think the 15K is probably going to be difficult to really see its value until we probably move into Series 3, or they increase the circulation count past 35K. It's right now just a bit of a no man's land, where if you want to kind of take some money, and people have been kind of selling those 15Ks to get a rare moment or two, because they know that the rares are the ones that are going to get them access to some of the other drops. And if you just want for the cheapest player, then you go for the 35K. And I know some people have been speculating around like, oh, with Hardcore is coming out, well, I want to target these 35Ks as the cheapest ones. But I'm not a proponent of that, because I believe that, hey, unless you're doing it for a short-term aspect, there's always going to be a cheaper moment if you're further on. you might think that the 35K is in the Series 2 are the cheapest right now. But if it's Series 3, those 35K, 50K, whatever it is, they'll then be cheaper. So unless you're trying to do it from a very short-term play and you think hardcourt's coming out and it's going to be relevant and such, I'm not really trying to invest too much or collect too much in the S2s from that angle, because it's kind of just playing with fire from a long-term perspective.
And then we have the Cool Cats and the Cool Cats 5 Challenge, which wraps up tomorrow. I think we can start to dive into the challenges a bit here. Justin, would you like to touch on the Cool Cats first or the MGLE first? I know that you have some thoughts on both.
Let's go Cool Cats. So I can share my screen. Before I do that, why don't we click on the Cool Cats Challenge and we'll kind of take a look at the most recent data and what we're seeing. And then I can throw up how I see this current situation here. So big thing is we're getting close to that 6,000 completions. Where do we end up, between? And I'll show in a sec, but I think I'm looking at something around 6,200 to 7,000 completions. It's hard to say how many are going to kind of ape in at the last second. And it's interesting because then that Fred VanVleet, like, how does it compare to the other 3 moments that are in that ballpark? So that'd be the Westbrook, it'd be the Joker, and it'd be the Anthony Davis. And those all kind of range around that much. Fred VanVleet from a post challenge has kind of the least, value from a player wise, but we're seeing that most of the value is really being dominated by the utility function. So I still kind of have him around like an actual $160. And then if we take a look at the specific moments, once again, and this is continuing to be the trend when you have bottlenecks within a challenge, the moments that are not part of the bottleneck are going to be cheap because they're just easily attained. Their only value is utility, and there's just too many of them available to meet the capped demand because of the other bottlenecks. And so just like Dwight Howard and Ibaka, McConnell and JaMychal Green are continuing to rise, hovering around that $90, $87 there, while the others are quite cheap to really acquire. TJ, I know you said you kind of luckily had, I think, 3 of these to begin with. Are you completing it? What's your thoughts?
So I have currently completed it as of now. So I already had, I think, 3 of the 5. So I just needed to spend I think it was
$30,
less than, it was like $30. Yeah. So I was like, all right, first things first, I'm going to make sure I complete it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to sell before it's over tomorrow, honestly.
Opportunity cost.
Exactly. So really, the reason I'm completing is because I'm going for the Cool Cats Master. And I actually did this week scoop up any of the missing ones that I had from the Cool Cats Challenge. So I have everything that I need for the Master. So I would definitely need the Fred VanVleet. However, do I think the VanVleet's going to be going for $230? I mean, maybe.
Sounds like you need a challenge Sounds like you need a challenge analysis to help you out.
What should I do, Justin? How can I go about this thought process? Do you have any ideas, or know anyone that may have any ideas, or know a robot that may have some ideas? Oh, look at that, guys! I've come to the right place.
There we go. All right, so let's flip through. So when I was actually putting this through, it surprised me that I think of the last few Cool Cats, this one is the closest to just kind of getting your money back, or almost net zero, even expected value. What we're using here from a post-challenge projection is very similar to what they were before the challenge started, and we think with the market playing pretty stagnant, that's a pretty safe assumption. For the actual value of the Fred VanVleet, so this is what I touched on. I kind of have 6,200 to 7,200. I think that 7,200 is a bit generous and a little high, but we're still leaving that wiggle room in case a lot of people
It's so hard to project because somebody could go from 0 to 5 to 5 of 5 and not even have to spend that much money. So unlike some of the other challenges where it's pretty clear, and there's only 5 moments, right? Like when there's 10 moments in a challenge, it's more clear. If people have 0 out of 10, they're probably not buying all 10 in the last day, but someone could very easily run up from 0 or 1 to 5. So yeah, exactly. I get why you're providing a wider range for this one.
Right. And I think we actually saw, on the top of my head, I thought it was 9,000 people have 1 or whatever. Maybe it's even more than that, a large amount of 2. So it's very difficult to truly predict how much are going to go in this last half a day. But we did see in the previous challenge there was an uptick. So I do think it's going to be somewhere in that range, probably more like 60. If I did take a wild ass guess, it'd probably be like a 63, 64, 6,500, somewhere there. And so if we look at, the cost only $228 to complete at lowest ask right now. A lot of people already had kind of at least one, two, or a couple that they may have just gotten in packs. And so it's not a bad challenge to complete if you are trying to get, complete the Cool Cat challenge, or if you just want to have another, a challenge under your belt, because as we said, this is probably the cheapest challenge that we have seen. So for people that want to have a challenge completed, they think that might be a requirement in the future, they want to get it for the baller status points, whatever, this is a great opportunity there. So I think it's just, hey, it's a good collector one. And then the question becomes what you do with your Fred VanVleet after this challenge, depending on whether or not you're completing the master.
Yeah, that makes sense. I want to add one or two more things here. I'm going to take back over because all right, so we have the moments needed, right? So as you talked about, and we can see it in the data here, that McConnell and JaMychal Green are clearly the bottlenecks that are preventing people from completing it. And I want to look at the McConnell trajectory here, right? Because one of the things I talked about in the solo podcast I did last Friday, so shout out to me, doing TJ's 3 takeaways of the week. And one of mine was that I think there's going to continue to be opportunities in the challenge. And I think that opportunity doesn't always have to come with completing the challenge, right? And so obviously, if you owned McConnell's before, you shot up, right? But look at that. It looked like an extreme increase, and it was still hovering around 60 for a long time, and now it's at 90. So you could, for people that want to kind of play that game, you could have gone out, bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TJ McConnell's at $60, and they're selling for 90 right now, and you could have made a quick 50% flip. So that, I just wanted to show that that's kind of the exact use case that I was talking about in terms of using the challenges, because they're going to continue to be the most volatile swings, and where there's volatility, there's often opportunity.
Yeah. And so let's go to Dwight Howard now, because someone can say, well, okay, so that's one data point. So let's take a look at another data point. And I think that's where you can use the site to really, hey, take a look and be like, you don't want to obviously just make assumptions. You don't want to just use one and extrapolate from there. But let's use that, the Dwight Howard /15,000, and see what happened with him across that. It's kind of the same thing. They get that initial bump, and then the bottlenecks end up just continuing to go up. Now, you want to make sure you don't get caught, because there does become a point sometimes where it may start cliffing down. And the reason why we explained this was, if you have the Dwight Howard and it was at 90 and you didn't sell, well, you were missing out on $75 because the 90 down to 15. And for the people who are buying and you need to complete it, if you waited and that $90 went to 95, your cost was only $5. So it's a lot easier for the person buying to wait to the very end and make a purchase than the people who are selling. And the other thing is, if you're buying, with 2 minutes left, you can buy one. If you're selling and there's 2 minutes left, and there's 10, if there's even 15 minutes left, you don't know if you're going to sell it unless you're willing to just race to the bottom and just go low, low, low. And so that's why, it's a little risk if you wait to the end, but we're not giving any financial advice. We're just providing you with the tools and the data to say, hey, these are what you should go out, take a look at, and kind of base your strategy around what the data tells you.
Yeah, I agree. The worst thing you can do is get caught holding the bag. So it's actually probably a bad idea to attempt to do this in bulk. But we often get questions for people where it's like, hey, I only have, I don't have a ton of money to spend. How can I use that? Well, you could have bought a CJ McConnell for $60, monitored that, and tried to obviously you got to pay the fee when you sell and such. But okay, you get that $60 up to $80. And now what? Now you get the $80 up to $100, et cetera, et cetera. So for people that are really trying to look to grind and find some opportunities and maybe don't have the bankroll to go out completing full challenges, I think it's a reasonable approach. And it's kind of fun. It keeps you engaged in the challenge without fully completing it.
Yeah. And so, Tommy here asks, is there any reason to do challenges other than getting ahead of a possible perk that comes to competing packages, like the perks, or is it just fun to burn money? It may seem like you're always burning money here, but the truth is there was a time where you could complete this challenge and make it positive EV. And same with the previous Cool Cats as well. Because as TJ said, these were at 60, right? So if you were to buy this one at 60, the Jermichael Green, I think like in the 50s, that's now 110. You get the other 3, you could actually get in for cheaper than what we think the expected value of that Van Vliet's going to be. And same thing with the Westbrook last time. So it's definitely, even for these common challenges, it is not a guarantee that it is a negative expected value. Because when we bull these analysis, that's as if you were to buy them all right now. But if you can kind of study and say like, hey, I want to buy the bottlenecks early and I want to buy the /35Ks, the ones that aren't bottlenecks late, that's what we're currently seeing is the best time to make purchases. There's a way to complete these and not be just burning money. And obviously, there's also benefits to collectors, aspects, and all that, getting a cool cereal and such. But there's also smart ways and strategic ways to do this.
Tommy, my answer is that it's just so much fun to burn money. I've been doing it for years.
There's this DFS style right there. That's probably why you do PGA still. Yeah.
Just light it on fire. All right. I think that was a good breakdown. Do you want to talk about? Should we pivot to metallic gold or anything? Final thoughts on Cool Cats? We'll obviously be monitoring that all day tomorrow. Remember, you can come to the challenges page at OTM, and every minute you can refresh and see the most up-to-date real-time challenge completion number. So can't wait for the site to nearly break again tomorrow, as it pretty much does every challenge day. That's part of the fun. Me and Neil are sitting here like, is the site going to break? Because everyone's just refreshing. I don't know. We'll find out.
It's really, especially that like 15 minutes right before the challenge, where
because it just gets so slow because
every minute,
I think everyone is
F5,
just
F5,
hitting
F5,
refresh.
F5. Yeah, exactly.
So warning you guys now that in the final 2 minutes tomorrow, the site may be slow. It just might happen, and we apologize in advance. We're going to do everything we can to try and prevent it.
If it's 6,300 or 6,301 or 6,300, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to.
I still refresh it. That's still fun.
I know.
But yes,
there's a lot of talk about okay, and what's beyond this for Cool Cats? Because there are still those 3 moments, and I'll continue to kind of say this. I still believe that one of those moments is going to be tied to a showcase challenge. They alluded to this very early on. This was when they were saying it. They were like, "This is what This is what we plan to do." Obviously, that can change, but I still believe that one of the moments will be tied to a showcase challenge. Is that going to be the same showcase challenge going on right now? I don't know. Is it going to be a showcase challenge that happens after this one? I guess possible. But this is once again a plug. If you have not done the showcase challenge, highly recommend you do it. It is a free $20. It is an opportunity. What are you doing? What are you searching for?
I'm going to plug your red, white, and blue. I mean, isn't that part of it?
No.
I was trying to find the quickest way to find it in my browsing history.
We gave up on trying to get one of the top 50. We weren't going to try to.
We're only at 795.
I think we were at 750 after we put the first tweet out that however we do, we're going to give the moments away. But
we're not winning.
Right, and that's fine. But I don't think everyone should be doing it for those 20 likes, because the 20 likes get you the $20, and we don't know what else it might also get you. And maybe if you have a couple more, maybe you get a challenge. I mean, you get a cool cat, maybe, who knows, but at the end of the day, get those. When the show is over, put your Top Shot username in the comments. We've been going through and giving all those likes. If you're watching this after, just go ahead, comment your Top Shot username. I'm trying to put some of them into our Discord to get our Discord fam to actually go through and give likes to. My goal is to make sure that by the end of this, and I think we still have a week or so, everyone that has posted their name will get to those 20 likes. There's just no reason not to. It's free money, and who knows what else also becomes of it.
Yep. Throw them in the comments after the show. We'll be sure that we're going back and reviewing all of those, liking all of them. I've been doing it multiple times a day. Dave says 1 hour with TJ is burning cash in a field. Yeah, if you want to learn how to properly burn cash while still being environmentally friendly, accept the 1 hour coaching session with me that the Plunge Father is giving away tomorrow night. You will not be disappointed.
What's your method? You take that cash, you buy Ethereum, you spend it on gas, but you don't get anything, and then you just virtually burn it?
Exactly, and then just talk about how badly I want one of those friggin' horses, but I still don't have one.
I like it.
One day.
And Someone's asking, so 20 likes on any showcase. Yes, if you do the showcase, the certified baller, it has to meet the requirements, which includes 3 certified ballers that Top Shot laid out, and you get 20 likes, you will get $20 in your Dapper account. Every single person that follows those rules will get it.
There we go. So drop that in the comments section of this video after we release it, or you can even go back to one of the recent videos and post it in there. We've been looking at all of them. While you're at it, hit the like button. We have 24 likes, and there's a lot more than 24 people in here. So go ahead, hit that like button, and let's talk about the MGLE challenge, Justin.
Okay. We'll start on here, and then I'll show up a new analysis as well.
Let's start here, and then we will kick it over to you.
And then, so if we start off with, let's see on the left-hand side, for that first day, what were our prices hovering at for the total cost to complete in the top left? Trying to see, it looks around
the very beginning, or like
like once it, because they announced it, but
it's stabilized around 3,900.
Okay, so you get in at 3,900. Let's just use that just to keep in the back of our mind that not even playing the game of trying to time, but just like, hey, if you wanted to get in early, you could have got in at that cost. Right now, it's obviously 25% more. We're up to 5,000. It's a substantial jump, and it's not not surprising that people really want this Luka. People are highly valuing it. It'll likely, guess we'll still see what else comes out, but it'll likely be the most valuable. Maybe when LeBron comes, it'll be one of the probably top 2-3 most valuable MGLEs from this set, and so makes sense that people want to complete this. We're seeing one of the highest MGLE completions I think we've ever had. So we're already at almost 300. Trying to think if anything came even close to that, because obviously
that's what I was thinking is that this rate is pretty unreal, right? Because there's only 499 possible. And so, I mean, you're talking about over 50%, well over 50% of people completing. And I mean, still, I'm sure we'll see what you're projecting for tomorrow, but that was one of the things that Neil and I were talking about, is that this is the highest completion rate we've seen in terms of the number of people that possibly could complete the challenge to how many are actually completing.
In recent times, because we used to see that 70%. I think that's actually what 80 got up to. No, 80 didn't get up to 70%, but some of those early ones did when everyone was just doing all the challenges. But without a doubt, more recently, this is quite significant. And so what are we looking at? Also, you got the Patrick Williams. You've got some solid moments in here as well. I'm a huge Patrick Williams fan, and I think that's, I'm not planning to complete this, but I am planning to buy some Patrick Williams when those kind of hit the market afterwards and people kind of sell off.
And this is fun to see here, right? Since we can see all the recent transactions for the challenge, you can see people that just go and scoop them all up.
Through. Yep, exactly.
So definitely see a lot of that going on, and I'm sure we'll see even more of that tomorrow. That's actually something interesting. I might monitor that a bit tomorrow and just see how many people we see scooping through transactions, buying all of them, and completing the challenge in bulk.
Yeah, especially with the holo, because there are so few people that are completing it. You can kind of occasionally, like, okay, so for the holo Halliburton, there was an Anthony Edwards that, like, I could tell me and one other person needed, and I was like, okay, I'll wait. But then once I saw that at one point, like, 2 people were going through and making other purchases, I was like, okay, I'm going to make it now because I think that person is also going to need it soon. And I don't want to have that ladder of an extra like $500,000 or whatever. So that transparency of who's buying what is very valuable. And now, so we'll take a look at the MGLE here. Okay, so estimating around 310 to 330 completions. I think, testing my memory, I think it was 294, 290, something like that from what we just saw. So we're still expecting a few more over the next kind of 18 or so hours. Maybe it's a lot less than that, but before the challenge completes tomorrow. Luka estimate is pretty difficult. It's, as I said, it's going to be the most valuable one in this set as of now. The Steph is going for around 2,100, and that's a /499 across the site. Steph and Luka are pretty back and forth on which moments are more valuable. So I think we can make a decent estimate that if this was a /499, then Luka would be worth around that 2,100. If we see it at 310, 330, I think then we can kind of get to that 2,800, 3,400 range Market cap gets us a little higher and gets us up to about that kind of 3,400 number. But I think that there's a lot of people who are completing this, and that's going to lead to a bit more flippers as well. So I think we kind of see that initial price starting around that 2,800. So for the analysis, I did use 2,800 as the projected value, which makes this a bit more of a conservative estimate. Taking a look, so one thing to note is when I initially did these post-challenge estimates at the beginning, the baseline for the MGLE was like 160, 170. Those have risen up, and I think that's predominantly because people have realized if they want to get into rare pack drops in the future or MGLEs, it helps to own those. So that has helped the baseline here for some of these players that would otherwise be kind of testing the bottom. And end of the day, we see that this is almost a break-even challenge. And that's, again, with a cost to acquire of, when I did it, it was 5,200. I think it's a little less now. So to the question earlier in the chat, if you were able to get in at 4,000, you weren't burning money. You actually got a pretty good deal here. And if you wanted to sell off right now, you could sell off and still you have made a pretty penny without completing the challenge. Or you can complete the challenge, play the serial lottery, collect them, and still know that you made some smart decisions. And we don't see this with every challenge, but when you have strong challenge rewards, like a Luca driving this, it makes sense that, hey, there's some strong positive reasons with collecting and having confidence in your collection going forward.
Makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I think we've continually kind of seen that when you can get in early, especially for the challenges with those premium rewards, like you said, that the price does tend to rise over time. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, anything else on the challenges, Justin?
And we don't like to do hollow challenge analyses because they're so unique from if two people end up deciding that they're going to flip, there are so few actual buyers after a challenge that it ends up potentially creating like a race to the bottom situation that just gets really tricky. And it's a high capital. There aren't too many people who are trying after it. But it's the same thing that hey, if you are a long-term collector and you are, have the capital, they're great things to complete. And I'm looking at the current one right now, and if anyone has any hollow moments from it that you want to keep long-term, but you're not completing the challenge and you want to rent them to me, more than happy to talk to you for that and provide you with a nice moment or something. Because once again, I don't want to go spend another 27, 30,000 on this, but I'd love to get another moment or something. I love the Chris Paul moment, so I want to get that in my collection anyways. And just send me a DM. We'll talk.
Love it. Hey, I mean, I think the Top Shot team actually explicitly said in one of the recent office hours that they're supportive of people helping out to complete challenges, as long as it's friends helping out friends in the right way. So yeah, right. If anyone has some hollows there, reach out to Justin.
One of the benefits of these hollows, so unlike that first Halliburton one, when they got released, the challenge was 7 days later, so you couldn't gift. In this situation, because people have probably had it in their account for longer, you can. And so more than happy to. I would love to kind of complete this. I'm still considering it. Would rather just kind of not spend $27,000, $28,000, $30,000 to do it.
I think
my wife heard that.
A lot of earmuffs over there. The wives should not be allowed to hear about hollow challenge conversation, because then all of a sudden it's well, I could buy a pretty nice car for $30,000, Justin.
We're a one-car family right now. After living in San Francisco, not really even needing one, and during COVID, neither of us are leaving the house or anything. So we're definitely in the market for a car or a hollow.
Hey, one of them is a depreciating asset. One of them is appreciating.
There you go. We know one's depreciating. One we're hoping is appreciating.
Yeah, right. All right, let's get into the end of the show here. I mean, I think first off, we want to do a little bit of a midweek update on the pick'em game that we had with John on earlier this week. Hold on, I just went to share my screen. I hit the wrong button. There it is. Here are the moments that we selected. I doubled down on Joel Embiid. Justin went for Paul George. Steph Curry for Producer Coop. and John Boy Beats with Anthony Davis. We really went off the board with these selections, picking 4 of the best players in the league. So let's see how we're doing.
You think those are going to have the most appreciation?
Oh, I just looked at him. Okay. Oh, wait. You're up even more. Damn it.
I knew Embiid was doing well.
I know. Well,
Yeah,
so
but
I didn't, maybe fully prepare this as much as I could have. But here we go. So we had Embiid with
just
525.
Just do 24 hour. I mean, it's good enough. Yeah, I guess we're actually 48 hour or whatever, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, 608, so he's up a bit there. Let's see. I'll bring over the Paul George. You got him at
230
on the screen.
235.
You got him at 235. Oh, geez, Justin, we got 25%.
Gosh, that looks nice.
Unbelievable.
Let's go. Keep it. He hasn't even hit ESPN yet tonight. That game starts at 10.
I was feeling good about Joel.
There's still time.
They're still
doing
time.
well.
There's still time. All right, we've got Steph coming in at 840. Producer Coop, you got him at 800 flat, 799.
Okay. And then I like this theme though. I like this theme of all of them moving up a little. Like
everything's up.
Sign. Yeah,
everything's up. And then John had the Anthony Davis 3-pointer for 300.
Okay.
For 310, and he's up to 320. So everyone's up.
I like that.
Positive signs in the marketplace.
Everyone
is up.
We have not checked yet, but I saw a decent amount of comments from the previous show of people playing at home. So before the Monday show, we will definitely take a look through those. And if anyone really shines, I think if they beat us, if they do a really good job, I think we'll give it some shout outs. Definitely.
So hopefully a lot of people are seeing their moments go up. I know that I've seen my account valuation trending in the right direction for the first time in what feels like a little while.
I think I'm about 3 weeks sober from account valuation.
Just don't even check it.
I haven't checked it.
I don't check it often. I mean, I used to check it feverishly. Now I just check in on it.
Yeah.
I don't really feel anything one way or the other, whether it's up or down. It's more just like gives me something to do.
Well, it's just, I mean, you have so many other ways to burn your money in fields and stuff and playing PGA.
Right.
And
exactly. I'm on a 3-week PGA winning streak, Justin.
Oh, you know where the tournament is this weekend? You need someone at the home. I actually won't.
Boots on the ground.
But I'll be down in Miami for the big show.
You will be down in Miami. Justin will be down in Miami this weekend for, I don't know if you can say what for, or how does that?
I'm not sure if I'm allowed either. There is we'll see. There's a big show on Monday, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
It's a big show on Monday.
Related to the NFL draft.
Gonna be fun. Well, for you. I guess I'll be watching you have fun while I'm sitting at home all alone. Okay. Justin, I think it's time to rip open a pack.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think
then what are we gonna do?
See if we can once again beat the bots. This is our new favorite game. It's time.
All right. Let me show my screen here.
I'm always a supporter of Burns, Brian. Always on Burns.
If the guy hits it straight, and TJ just wants
I'm also
the guys
always on Doug
putt.
Gim. Doug Gim. I think I write a value article for Roto Grinders. I write up Doug Gim like literally every time he's playing. I love Doug Gim.
So he must not be able to putt.
He can't putt for at all. Literally so tilting, but it's the best. Maybe I'll be tilting Doug Gim on my TJ's Tilt section on Friday's podcast. Completely unrelated to NBA Top Shot, but if I'm watching him miss 4-footers as I'm doing my solo podcast, it may just take over. Okay, no one cares about golf. Well, maybe some people do care about golf. Actually, they do care about it because the reason I started this was because of the chat. So my tangent was valid.
I'm not going to care. I'm not going to care enough until they come out with the NFTs and the highlights.
Oh, that's going to be that would be
so fire.
Awesome.
So fire. All right. Last time we did my series 2, release 31. We had 2 rookies in the pack. Let's see if we can beat that. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Pick your number, TJ.
Let's start all the way on the right. Door number 3.
32178, quite high. Isaiah Stewart.
Beef stew.
I don't think I've seen this moment actually. Gets a little. Oh, okay.
Look at that slam. That's a nice little putback right there.
Yeah. And once again, we get our double badge.
Double badge. The guy is just on fire with the badges.
I'm curious what his. Yeah. Okay.
I'll look up what it's going for. I don't know if I'm ahead.
Probably around 15, 20. Oh, look at that. Xavier Tillman.
Xavier Tillman.
Number one. We were.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that was a Series 31, but we saw he was the only one who had the number one in it. But we are just keeping these rookies going.
Keep them coming. Keep the badges coming.
Let's see what we're finishing strong with. 7796, decent serial. Okay. Nice little. Oof. I like that. It could have been an assist. Could have been a dunk. I could have seen that going either way.
Boom.
So we have the triple. We got the 3 rookies.
Wow. All the badges. All the badges.
I don't think I've ever done that before. I'm just in shock. This is impressive. Yeah.
You got to screenshot this pack. I mean, that's like, you could screenshot this pack and then turn it into an NFT and sell it.
Ooh, it'd be a good rookie. I like it. These are all
kill the music.
moments. Yeah. There you go.
So I think they're all going for $8. Hold on, let's see.
They're all first-time moments for me, which is kind of cool too. But
you're gonna have to give them away, Justin.
Exactly.
At least one of them.
Oh,
We're
yeah, no worries.
See what we can do against the bots.
I say we get rid of the best serial number.
They're all going for $8, so yeah, I think we should give away the best serial number.
7796. That's a pretty solid serial number. Now, TJ, I am going to have to put this for sale for $1. But before I do it, can you pump us up?
Let's pump it up. So we wanted to get, a little bit of a beat the bots intro video of some sort here. It's still a work in progress, but
I literally found out about this 5 minutes before this show started.
I did a little something on my own. I think that people will find it funny, hopefully. And hey, maybe you'll, want that one-on-one coaching session with me so I can teach you how to rap. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to spit some fire for you all, and then we're going to go ahead and beat the bots.
All right, so before you do this, TJ, just so people know, I will be putting let's see, what was the best one? The number 77. So Devin Vassell. It is 7796 out of 35,000. I will wait until after we get pumped up from this, and then I'll give you guys a little head start, and I'll tell you when I'm posting it.
Okay, everyone. Enjoy TJ's beats.
Shit exclusive. Here I own the moment, we be beating them bots. Moments go up for $1, then we F5 in lots. These things may be superhuman, but I'll tell you what, OTM is 4 and 2, and we don't give a what. So get on that computer and head over to the marketplace. These moments will be gone soon. Quickly appear, quickly erase. Get that trigger finger ready, dial in and hold steady. It's a team effort, we got this fam, beating them bots at OTM.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was fun.
That was special. That was bad. I mean, if you told me ahead of time that you were rapping, I would have said no. I would have no. There's just no possible way. And that actually wasn't that half bad. Like, you even sped up a little. Like, you dropped some.
Yeah, you gotta mix up. You can't just do it the same beat. You gotta mix up the flow a little bit.
Yeah, when we have,
I wrote that in like 10 minutes too. I was just like, you know what? I think we could drop a little fire here. I gotta work on my execution, but
that was without a doubt nowhere near as bad as I would have predicted. And when we have the OTM Academy,
Yes.
I mean, Coop fell out of his chair in the background. Don't worry. When we have the OTM Academy, we're now going to have either a talent show or a karaoke night, and it's just going to be TJ with a complete fire album. Oh my god!
Oh man, that was good.
Well, you know what?
All right,
beat those bots. Let's go once more. It is Devin Vassell. It is 7796. Yes, I see the yellow box. Yes, I am putting it for significantly less than the current market as. It is $1. I am hitting confirm right now, which means it's probably already up there if you're hearing this.
Oh, let's see your screen so that we can see you refresh and see when it disappears.
Yeah, I'll pull that up. Just something special. I mean, TJ told me that, okay, we'll get some music. And I was thinking that we'd get the music for like right now, like this is that lull period. Maybe we get a like, a little something. But no, he just decided to go full blast. That was amazing.
I texted Coop and I was like, I either just did something really, really absurd or really, really fire, and I'm not sure which. I think it's both.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Okay.
Let's
see.
It
is out there.
It's out there.
Gosh, a $1 double badger. This is This is what people are going to talk about for that pizza. The person who got two pizzas for however many silly amount of Bitcoins it was. That one time that just to screw with the bots, they gave away a double badge for $1. So let's see. What is the chat telling us? Damn, just missed it. I lost. No one's ever like, I got it, but I guess maybe we find out probably a little before them as well. There it is. I love Mikey. I'm pretty sure I've seen that name. I'm hoping that I have seen that name because they've been in our chat and they're.
It sounds familiar, yeah.
Right. So let's take a look at that account. First thing I like to do is see, do they have showcases? And if they have showcases, that's a strong sign that they're probably not a bot.
Go ahead and hit the likes.
Oh yeah. Get some fire there.
Like them up.
So we got two showcases, Man I Don't Know, and Gang. We got some moments for sale. Ooh, solid cereal, Patrick Williams. Solid cereal. Looks like someone likes some solid cereals, and they just got themselves a 7796 solid cereal. But I don't see Gotta Love Mikey in chat. Where are you?
In the chat? It definitely doesn't. I mean, it's not a bot. A bot wouldn't have two showcases.
I mean, bots are getting smarter.
Wow. Bots are creating showcases and putting moments for sale.
All right. Well, it's fine. Here's the other thing. We do know if you're listening on a phone, it's not easy to be in chat and stuff. So it's possible that on his phone doesn't have the chat open. We'll keep an eye. I'm going to do some research and see. Gotta Love Mikey. If you are not a bot, I'd love for you to send us a DM to our Twitter account just so we can get an accurate scorecard. Because I think right now we were at like 5-2 before this. Maybe
we're 4-2 before this.
We're
4-2 and one was.
Is he for sale?
Right, for sale.
That's bot activity. I don't like that. Mikey.
Come on, Mikey. You're supposed to hold this for life. It's like Reggie Bullock. You're gonna die with this moment.
How much is he putting it for? I'm gonna have to go buy that again. That's not cool.
Yes, let's buy it and re-put it back up.
How much did he put it up for? Mikey, I don't love you. I'm taking these away, Mikey. Gotta hate Mikey. Okay. I'm not happy with that. I think it might be a bot. Might be a bot. Because come on, you're not in chat. You don't say anything and automatically buy it and immediately list it.
He's got it $1 before.
Okay. Chat. You know what to do. We found a bot. I need everyone. We need to go to that form. We got to submit it. We got to go in the main Discord channel. We got to tell all the referees. Gotta Love Mikey's a bot. Gotta Love Mikey's a bot. Wait, he unlisted it or did someone buy it?
He's
screwing with us.
He's playing games with us now.
Oh my gosh, it's not there anymore.
Oh, he's listening. The bot can hear?
Okay. So maybe it's a real person.
This is chess. This is like chess.
I'm checking our DMs. Gotta love Mikey. Just come on. Just send us a DM.
Someone's saying he's a well-known. It's a well-known bot.
I can't say it's def a bot. That doesn't really help me, Eric. Eric, I need validity one way or the other. Yeah, gotta hate Mikey is right. That's how I feel right now. You do not have to love Mikey. Johnny Brady's saying it's these bots are getting smarter. Okay.
My next single is gonna be "We Found a Bot in a Hopeless Place."
And here you go. Looks like it wasn't delisted. Someone bought it.
Someone bought it.
Gotta love Mikey is definitely a bot. Okay, we are sticking with it. Gotta love Mikey is a bot. Get in the Top Shot Mikey, Discord general. Get in that form. Coop, can you find that form? We need to have that form ready so that people can I want them to get 100. Gotta love Mikey. You're fired. You're not going to be a bot for much longer. We're getting rid of you. Okay. 4-3.
4-3. Hey,
I don't want to be mad at you guys in chat, but like, I don't know, have better internet.
It sounds like people were on it quick.
Come on.
Disappointment. Can't win them all, I guess.
And a double badge, just thrown away.
Throwing away a double badge to the bots. You do hate to see it. Oh, well, we will get them next time. This will not be the last time. Yeah, I'll have my Gotta Love Mikey bot diss track coming to you guys. Dropping next week. Probably not, though. I cannot guarantee that. Depends if I have the inspiration.
If you do it next week, it's just going to create the expectation that you're doing this every week.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that expectation. I mean, eventually Coop is just going to make an entire video of you just dropping beats. Good job, Sergeant Stogie. We hope that you because Sergeant Stogie won a moment the real way.
Oh yeah. Sergeant Stogie.
He was part of the spin, the wheel. We need the real ones. All of his last moments are killer serials. Yeah, I think what Mikey is, it's probably a bot that is. Its algorithm is based off finding low serials and stuff. Oh, dropping beats and reporting bots. That's the new life of the OTM. OTM life.
It is, it ain't easy being. All right, we gotta stop.
It's an OTM. It's an OTM life. All right.
Okay, people. We've got to shut it down. We lost to the bots, but we did drop some fire beats. And we did drop some fire analysis.
There might be a couple tidbits in there that were valuable, hopefully. If so,
it was a fun show.
Just smash that like.
Smash that like button. If you're still hanging around, you must have liked the show.
I don't know why you're still hanging around. I'm barely here, to be honest.
It's over an hour. It's time for us to call it a night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, as always, for spending this Wednesday evening with us. We will be back next Monday live at 8:30, and we're going to be joined by Mike Zakarian from the Top Shot Takes show. So, again, I was on with Mike on Tuesday. It was a great time. I think he's going to be a fantastic guest, and looking forward to having him on Monday.
And on Friday,
in the meantime, I'm going to be dropping solo pop. Oh, yeah. Okay. Tout me. Tout away. Yeah. Tout me.
On Fridays, TJ has started doing a nice little 20 to 30 minute, weekly recap, just catching up on all the important stuff, just nice, easily digestible. You're just sitting on your couch on Friday. You're you're deciding which beer or wine you're going to open. Maybe you want to decant and you're like, I'm going to decant for 20 minutes. Let me just put TJ on. Put him on 2X. You're done in 10 minutes. Such a great show. I don't know. Like, you can't say enough. Kid's good. Maybe I'll even drop a little beat for you or something. We'll see.
Love it. Wow. Thanks for the shill, Justin. But yeah, I'll be dropping that on Friday, 20, 30 minutes. You'll get TJ's top 3 takeaways from the week. You'll get TJ's tilt of the week, where I will tell you what has me steaming and on tilt. And that is what will wrap up the week at OTM. So actually, I'm also going to be in the Discord Sunday night at 8 p.m. answering questions. Ask me anything. Now I'm probably going to get a lot of questions about my secret underground rap career. We have to wrap up the show. This outro has gone too long. I'm going to stop myself. And On behalf of Justin and on behalf of producer Coop behind the scenes, I am TJ Lasik, and we will see you guys next time.